Morning YouTubers, it's day 3 of our adventures, and I'm not going to do much of a video today because today is basically visiting some friends and going to the pub for lunch and things like that, and just tidying the van up. But I've had a few questions from different people, either sent directly via YouTube or via email, to do with a couple of things on the motorhome. And I'm going to start off with the blind. Now our windows here are quite scratched where they've been slid backwards and forwards over the years because it's nearly 30 years old, this van. But we have on the motorhome, we have blinds which come, well, insect guard which come down, and we've got blinds which come up to make it dark in the van. They're also like thermal blinds, they're silver backed, and so are our curtains, so I've got a double layer. Now the best way I've found to put the bottom blind up, because it can be quite fiddly, is by using the insect guard. And what you do, you pull the insect guard down and you clip it in one side, and then you clip it in the other side like that, and then when you lift this, the insect blind helps pull the other blind up because it's spring loaded. So you press these two in here and you lift it up to the very top like that, and that's it. And the problem with it is, as these vans get old, plastic gets more brittle, so these blinds, when it's really cold, are very stiff, so they don't go back fully until they warm up in the sun. And but I've found by using the insect guard to also help lower it, they tend to go back easier. Press it in, and you can put it part way if you want. It clicks there, but if I do that, it should go all the way down and in, and then it's a matter of releasing the insect guard, and that comes back up. And it's simple as that to put the blinds down. The one on the side the door doesn't open can be a bit more tricky. It can be a stiff, because the reason is these were installed before a lot of the interior went in, and you can't get this one out easy to clean the roller. And we've got a curtain that jams it as well, but this sort of hopefully explains the blind. Next thing I'm going to cover off is to do with the seats, the front driver's seat. Now then, you can get all sorts of problems with the front seats. Simple reason is people have had a go at them probably before you bought the van, and they don't always put them back correctly, and I'll just go over that in a minute. This is underneath the seat, and the seat pushes forward, and there's two steel straps that go from the base unit and under the seats. Originally they were held with rivets, and the rivets break off, and if these are missing, when you slide the seat forward to make the bed, the seat falls off the runners. And we've had that happen. And that applies the same to the drivers. The other thing we found with our motorhome, for some reason when we got it, the driver's side was in the passenger side and the passenger side seat was in the driver position. And when they're fitted correctly, you should have these rotating wheels on the inside. If this one is fitted on the driver's side, when you go to bed at night, it's a high possibility that this knob pushes on the handbrake and releases the handbrake when you're in bed. And we've had that happen as well, and the van starts rolling. But when they're in this correct position with these two wheels in the centre of the van, they can't touch the handbrake, and that's how it should be. Now I'm just going to go round to the driver's side and I'll show you the handbrake. The other thing we do is to stop these runners digging into the back of the chair, we put like a floor mat down, gives it extra padding so that the sharp edges of these runners don't dig too much into the material. You can see in the past it has marked it, so I'm pretty sure that's how you do make the bed up. I can't see how you can do it the other way around by swivelling it, because you wouldn't get it under the steering wheel. Now on the driver's side, if you notice cut marks in the handle of the handbrake there, I don't know if you can see it, that means the handbrake is not adjusted properly, because somebody's tried to swivel the seat round and it's hit on the handbrake here. So I set mine high deliberately because I haven't got very long arms and it's easy to put the handbrake on. But you can see there's score marks, and that's purely and simply where the seat's been swiveled round and it's hit the handbrake. The only way you could swivel it round is to not have the handbrake on when you're swivelling the driver's seat, but that's not a good idea. Another thing I'll mention is this wooden bar here. This wooden bar here, this does two things. One, it supports the side cushion and it goes into a bracket there. Another thing it does, it stops you from falling out the van. If you sit on this cushion with the door open and lean back, without this piece of wood here, you'd fall out the van, and it was completely missing. There's also this piece of wood here that hinges down, and that goes against the door to again stop this cushion from dropping down here. This was also missing, so I made one out of this piece of wood. The table on our van, one of them sits here, the other table goes inside the wardrobe, but on some vans the table is in a completely different position. It's over on the opposite side behind the cushion, but that's where ours is. Here's another tip for you to do with the Talbot Express. The wardrobe, apart from it squeaking, the rail went from front here to back. That took up an awful lot of space, and so what we did, we moved it round, got another pole so it goes from left to right. And you say, well, the coat hangers don't fit. Well, the tip is buy children's ones, and they will actually go like that, so you can get more clothes in it. So you can imagine before, when it was full size, you could only get a very small amount of clothes in it. But moving the pole from left to right rather than front to back, and using children's coat hangers, you can get a lot more in it. Especially Jane's clothes, because she takes up so much. She's got the best shelf. I don't have all the wardrobe. No, I don't. Yeah. Home is where you park it. Please subscribe and like.